Hey guys, it's Travis with CommitToMore.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch another video. In this video, just wanted to talk a little bit about how you can deal with difficult people in your life, whether they be family members or customers, clients, vendors, prospects, whatever it might be. There's a lot of things in life. A lot of times they just pop up out of nowhere, right? So you might be having a great day, and then inevitably you get that phone call from a client, and they're pissed, or they're upset, or expectations are not what they thought. So you get into some sort of a little bit of a heated battle, if you will. I'm guilty of this. I've had it happen in the past in relationships, and just wanted to study it a little bit and figure out, how to more effectively communicate with people when they're being difficult or when they're upset. And what I found is that, by reading and researching a lot, there's really 4 different things that people do to basically take the argument and dissolve it and settle everyone down, get to a conclusion better, get back on the right path. Maybe you're negotiating a deal and negotiations go sideways. Someone gets upset. Instead of figuring out how you can solve the problem and get back on path, everyone's focused on the argument. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about 4 ways to deal with people when they're being difficult or if they're upset. Number 1 is, take a deep breath. So when that moment hits and you're triggered, someone's upset you, you're seeing red, just take a second. Take a deep breath and then smile if you can. Smile inside. Smile in your head. So that's going to help you kind of just initially get in the right state of mind to deal with the person. Just because they're upset doesn't mean you have to be upset. They don't have the ability to make you be upset. All they can do is control themselves. They can't control how you're going to react to the situation. So that's the first thing. Just take a deep breath. Realize, hey, this is about to go down, it's going to happen, and just smile in your head, okay? Secondly, be silent. There's no reason to say anything in this moment, in these moments. Just because someone is upset doesn't mean that you have to counteract them with some sort of a rebuttal or some sort of a, hey, this is why you're wrong and I'm right type of scenario. Oftentimes that's what happens is, we get into these disagreements with people start to become a little bit irrational, and we think, well, I've got to justify my existence here. I've got to stand up for myself and tell them why I'm right and they're wrong. But it's better to just be silent and don't let your words fuel their fire, because what ends up happening, like I mentioned earlier, is what's going to happen is it's going to detract away from the goal of whatever the conversation is. It's going to take it from being a productive conversation to only focusing on the fact that you're having an argument. So just try to be quiet as best you can, and then when that person is done with their bickering and done with their stating their case, the next thing that you need to do is not defend yourself, but it's to start asking questions of the person. So not in a defensive way, but just asking questions so that you can uncover what's truly going on there. I'll give you an example. I was in a meeting not too long ago, a few months ago, with a client. We're negotiating a lease for him, and we're probably 6 months into this deal. I walk into his office unannounced at that on a Friday afternoon just to check in, see how things are going. And he blew up on me. He lost it, and didn't think that we were doing a good job for him. All these things, and I mistakenly got defensive and started justifying my case and stating why we were not in the wrong. And instead of just listening to him and letting him just spew out his dissatisfaction with everything, instead of doing that, I focused on me, and I shouldn't have done that. Instead, I should have been quiet, like we talked about, and then stepped back and maybe asked some questions like, why are you feeling that way? How can we do this differently? Can you help me understand what's going on internally here at the company that would be causing this problem? And so what I learned was, as I walked away from that meeting, was that there were some things going on internally with him, personally and professionally at the business. Didn't have anything to do with me, but I walked in at the wrong time and the wrong place. I should have listened to him more, and I should have asked better questions to uncover what was truly going on. What was the real problem there? And then when you can figure out what the real problem is, then you can start to peel back the onion and see if there's a solution that you can come up with, right, to dissolve the situation. So those are really three things there that you can look out for when you're getting into the conversation with someone who's starting to get upset. And finally, what we talk about a lot here in the videos that we create is becoming a true professional at what you do. And what I mean by that is the time to practice how to overcome an objection, or how to overcome someone, or how to dissolve a tough situation when someone's upset. The time to do that is not when you're in that moment. You need to spend time practicing these scenarios before they even occur. So what you can do is you can actually get with a friend or a coworker and say, hey, let's do a mock meeting where you get really upset with me about something. And then you need to practice being able to stay in the moment, to stay in your professional mode. Don't get out of that mode. So make sure that you take a deep breath and you smile and you get in a good state of mind, and that you're silent, you're quiet, you let the other person talk, and then you agree with that person, right? There's no need to disagree with them. They're the customer, they're the client. There's no reason not to agree with them. And then finally, you just start asking the questions, and then you can go through this thing over and over again until you kind of get it down, where it's just internalized and it becomes second nature to you, so that the next time you're in a situation where someone becomes upset with you, then you can automatically default to the things you've been practicing on. You'll be a true professional at that. So I know it's a lot of information to take in, but just some food for thought. Some things that I've started to try to implement into my life professionally, as well as with my family, the relationships, personal relationships that I have, is to just try to be a little bit more patient with people and not try to argue back, but to listen and ask better questions. So the key here is, make sure you're calm and you're controlled, and that you ask good questions, and that you practice this, and that's the way that you'll be able to deal with difficult people, difficult clients, difficult prospects, whenever these scenarios present themselves. So thanks for watching the video. Hey, do me a big favor, make sure and subscribe to the video down below, and also click that like button. And if you got any questions or comments, by all means, please leave them in the comment section below. We'll talk with you again soon. Thanks again.